Hey guys, so today we're just going to be taking a look at Timaeus, if I can spell it. Let's go, first try. So, Timaeus, there are multiple ways to summon Timaeus. And by multiple, I mean it's like similar, but like, I guess the journey is a little bit different. You can't really cheat out Timaeus, but there are some things you can do, I guess. You can copy Timaeus' name, for example. If we go ahead and send Timaeus to the graveyard with something like a Gale Dogra, then we can go ahead and copy Timaeus' name and effect. And there's an infinity symbol behind Timaeus, isn't there? I think that's the first time I've noticed that. So, anyways, Timaeus' effects are pretty simple. So, first off, to summon Timaeus, you contact fuse it using the above material, Legendary Knight Timaeus, Critias, and Hermos, and this makes Timaeus the Knight of Destiny, of course. It is unaffected by other cards' effects. Once per battle, this card battles during damage calculation. Quick effect. You can make this card's attack defense become equal to the attack of the monster on the field with the highest attack your choice of tide. So if you put Timaeus in defense, there's pretty much no monster that can attack over Timaeus. And especially because this happens in damage calc. So if you're being attacked specifically, like for example with a Crusadia Avramax, this does not target, right? And this doesn't affect your opponent's monster, notably. So because of priority, Timaeus will always be able to chain onto like an Avramax, for example. And because of that, you'll always be able to have your defense equal to their attack. And when your attack is equal to the defense of a monster, of course, neither monster is destroyed by battle. What happens is essentially nothing happens. And Timaeus is not removed, and your opponent doesn't take damage from that battle or anything, right? Okay, when this card is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 3 Legendary Knight monsters from your hand, deck, and or graveyard, ignoring their summoning conditions. Aside from like using Timaeus as a wall, there's like no real usage for Timaeus, but we're still going to focus on how we're bringing out Timaeus today. So, to start, it says send the above cards you control to the graveyard. What this means is that these listed cards simply have to be on the field. And that's all that is required. And there's a few things we should note about this. So first, the most traditional way of making Timaeus. So let's see if we can find it. Okay. So we have Legend of Heart. Alright, and then we'll just put these in real fast. Boom, boom, boom. And then these. So the Eye of Timaeus, this doesn't really do anything for you. Yeah. Target a Dark Magician monster you control. Fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions that monster on the field as material, using it as the fusion material. And then we have like Fang of Critias. This doesn't really do much either. Claw of Hermos. This card. So all 3 of these cards are essentially bricks. But if you use Legend of Heart, pay 2,000 life points and tribute 1 warrior monster, banish up to 3 legendary dragon spells with different names from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, special summon that many legendary knight monsters with different names from your hand, deck, and or graveyard. You can only activate 1 Legend of Heart per turn. So there are things worth noting here. So with the wording on this, well anyways, first off, these are legendary dragon cards, right? Fang of Critias, Claw of Hermos. So you can, if you banish 3 of these, all 3 of them with different names, so it's just these 3, Claw of Hermos, Fang of Critias, and Eye of Timaeus. This would allow you to summon Hermos, Critias, and Timaeus. But it doesn't say you need to banish, like, for example, the Eye of Timaeus to summon Timaeus. So if you have multiple Legends of Heart, then you could go ahead and banish like the Eye of Timaeus twice and the Fang of Critias once. And that would allow you to summon Timaeus the Knight of Destiny. So running multiple of like the Eye of Timaeus and Fang of Critias, like I don't know, like something like 2/2/2 would be pretty okay. Or you could, if you're like completely psychopathic, you could do like 3 of every single card here and just like try to get them all into the graveyard that way. Just pretty simple, I guess. So, aside from that though, Legend of Heart is probably the way they're meant to be summoned. I don't think there is any other way to be summoned, right? Must be special summoned with Legend of Heart. Yeah. So, to summon Timaeus and the other knights, this is the way that's intended, but there's also the option of copying names. So, Phantom of Chaos, for example. This is not like ideal to use, but this will get the job done. So if I have, for example, the Legendary Knight Timaeus in the graveyard, I can use Phantom of Chaos to copy Legendary Knight Timaeus' name. It will banish it, but whatever, I guess. In fact, you could have 3 Phantom of Chaoses and do that to make Timaeus. But there is a small downside to this, of course. So if you do it this way, then the floating effect special summons Legendary Knight monsters from your hand, deck, and or graveyard, ignoring their summoning conditions. But this doesn't work with banished monsters, so ideally you wouldn't use Phantom of Chaos. But another option we have is by using a card like Bull-Ein. So what we can do with Bull-Ein is we can equip Legendary Knight Timaeus. And if we have Legendary Knight Timaeus on the field, we should be able to use this to simply contact Fuse into Timaeus the Knight of Destiny, because it just requires us to send the above cards you control to the graveyard. It doesn't mention, like, one of the other ABC cards that you have to special summon, like, blank monster and then use it. You can use it as material or something. Like, let me find it for you guys. So, A to Z Dragon Buster Cannon. Is it this one? No. I don't think that's the right one, actually. Is it? A to Z. Let's see. No, this is not the right one. Okay, where is it, actually? VWXYZ. No. Which one is it? Hold up. Is it actually an XYZ? Is that one getting... Oh, that's annoying. Oh, here it is. Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon. Must first be special summoned from your extra deck. During a duel, you special summon both the above cards by banishing the above cards from your field and or graveyard. So this kind of works the same way, except now you actually have to special summon like both these cards before you're allowed to make Armed Dragon Catapult. So you can't really cheat it the same way. So like with ABC Dragon, of course you can use your equipped Union monsters, so we're going to use that same concept with like Therian Bull-Ein. Well, you can. That's one way you can do it. And then we have Elemental Hero Prisma. Prisma is pretty useful for multiple reasons. There's some synergy with Bull-Ein actually to do this play. So what you can do here is, since we're not going to be able to realistically summon, like, for example, Timaeus like this, right? It doesn't matter if we add Timaeus off of Isolde effect, because we're not going to activate the effect of Timaeus. We're not going to normal or special summon Timaeus here. We're going to add, like, for example, Timaeus here off of our Isolde effect, dump it in the graveyard, and then we can just equip it with Bull-Ein. And then it's on the field for us to contact Fuse. That's one way we can, like, get the knights. But I'm not aware of any other ways to equip, like, warriors in a way like this that's, like, fairly reasonable. There is a Cyber Dragon card that I believe allows you to equip, like, any monster from your graveyard as a quick effect from either graveyard, actually. But it's soft once per turn, so it'd be a bit ridiculous to do it that way. So if we just use Elemental Hero Prisma and then Therian Bull-Ein, this will meet the conditions of 2 out of 3, and then we just need 1 more somehow. I'm not really sure how you would do the last one, but one way you could do it is with like the ability of Pendulum Magicians or some other copy cards. So, for example, though, we can use Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom here to copy like the Last Knight in this case. And then with that, we will have all 3. So we would just send Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom, Prisma, and well, not Bull-Ein, like Timaeus equipped to Bull-Ein. Bull-Ein can actually just stay on the field. And then that makes Timaeus that way. But there's a slightly more fun way, but like if you're considering like playing in a higher rank, you would need to go like around this far to be able to like play the game, because I mean, Timaeus, although like not that good, at least can stall out the game and can be somewhat hard to out, somewhat annoying to out as well. But if you were to try to do this next method, you will probably lose the duel like on the like turn 1 or 2, like very fast if you attempt this. So pretty simple. We do magical hats. So magical hats notably is not hard once per turn, it is not even a once per turn. So magical hats allows you to choose 2 spell traps from your deck and 1 monster in your main monster zone, special summon them as normal monsters. Set the chosen monster if it is face up and shuffle them on the field. The 2 cards chosen from your deck are destroyed at the end of the battle phase and cannot remain on the field except during the battle phase. Or this battle phase. So, we're simply going to just use magical hats to put, like, Fang of Critias and Eye of Timaeus onto the field. So this just helps you get there, and you just have to find a way to get, like, Claw of Hermos into the graveyard. So, something like a Curious would just do it from that point, and then, boom, Claw of Hermos into the graveyard. And that's done, and you're finished with that. And you should be good, I guess, right? And then all you need to do is figure out a way to get Legend of Heart into your hand and a warrior monster to tribute. And boom, you'll summon the three legendary knights, I guess. And then that'll allow you to summon Timaeus. So, yeah, that'll work pretty well, I guess. Noticeably, Curious is also a warrior. So, you could feasibly go, like, Curious, and then into, like, his Soul Day. Or maybe the other way around. I guess the other way around doesn't really work as well. Going Curious into Soul Day makes a little bit more sense, and then I guess you can special summon, like, a warrior of some sort, like maybe a Renaud. And I guess you could grab an equip spell for Timaeus. Maybe. I don't know if there are any equip spells that would be super useful on Timaeus. I would think there is actually one that might be interesting. Let's see. I believe it was called like Silver Nail? No, Dragon Nail. Is it Dragon Nail? No, it's not Dragon Nail. Is it? No, it's not. That is the wrong card. Is it Silver something? No. Well, one moment, I guess. So let's go equip spell. And then, oh wait, there it is. I'm blind. Metal Silver Armor. As long as you control the monster equipped with this card, your opponent cannot use the effect of a spell trap or effect monster that targets one monster except the equipped monster. I'm not sure if this works if your Timaeus is unaffected or not. Like, I'm assuming since it doesn't directly affect the monster, this more so affects your opponent than the monster. This seems like it would be annoying, like somewhat, if you just equipped a Metal Silver Armor onto Timaeus. I mean, I'll have to test to see if this actually works or not. Simulators, like, are pretty good for testing interactions like this, so I don't have to like ask someone, and you know, there's a margin of error if I ask someone, like they can just be dead ass wrong. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.